The Brady Bunch, produced by Sherwood Schwartz, featured the story of two single parents, each with 3 children, coming together to create a blended family. This concept was quite new for television at the time. Though it faced harsh criticism and was labeled everything from a crime to worse, the show was canceled after 5 seasons and 117 episodes. Unfortunately, some of the original actors, whether in major or minor roles, are no longer here to celebrate the show's lasting success. Here are 25 actors from the Brady Bunch you may not know have passed away. Ann B. Davis. Ann B. Davis portrayed Alice Nelson in 1969 at the age of 43. Davis first found television success as Charmaine Schultze Schultz on The Bob Cummings Show from 1955 to 1959. She landed the role thanks to her friend's boyfriend, a casting director, who recommended her for the part. During the 1965-1966 TV season, Davis appeared as Miss Wilson, a physical education teacher at a private girls' academy, on John Forsythe's single-season NBC sitcom, The John Forsythe Show. Davis never fully retired from acting. In her later years, she became the celebrity face for several shake and bake commercials and later appeared in ads for Swiffer. She passed away in 2014 at a hospital in San Antonio, Texas, after sustaining a subdural hematoma from a fall in her bathroom at her San Antonio residence, where she lived with Bishop Frey and his wife Barbara. Alan Melvin. Alan Melvin played Sam Franklin in 1969 when he was 46. While working in the sound effects department of NBC Radio, he also performed a nightclub act and won on Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts radio show. His break into television came while he was on Broadway in Stalag 17, landing the role of Corporal Steve Henshaw on The Phil Silvers Show. Melvin voiced several characters on H.R. Pufnstuf and Prince Thune of the Lion Men on The New Adventures of Flash Gordon. He also voiced Rocky Maninoff for Tennessee Tuxedo in the 1963 episode Mixed Up Mechanics. In the early 1980s, Melvin was a regular on Archie Bunker's Place, reprising the more prominent role of Barney Hefner. Alan Melvin passed away from cancer on January 17, 2008, at the age of 84, and was laid to rest at Westwood Memorial Cemetery in Los Angeles. Snag Waris. Snag Waris portrayed the hardware man in 1970 at the age of 60. Born on August 9, 1910 in New York City, he was both a writer and an actor, known for his work on If I'm Lucky, 1946, Take It or Leave It, 1944, and Dotto, 1958. Waris passed away on February 27, 1987 in Los Angeles, California. Jim Backus. Jim Backus played Zachariah T. Brown in 1971 at the age of 58. Backus began his acting career on radio as early as 1940, playing millionaire aviator Dexter Hayes on Society Girl on CBS. He had a prolific career spanning over 5 decades in Hollywood, often portraying characters with an upper-crust New England demeanor, much like his iconic role as Thurston Howell III on Gilligan's Island. Backus also appeared in numerous television commercials, notably helping to advertise the General Electric line of products as Mr. Magoo. In the 1963 Cinecraft Productions sales training film, Bowl 'Em Over with GE Bulbs, he introduced the Mr. Magoo soft white light bulb TV advertising campaign. Backus, along with the rest of the cast of Gilligan's Island, appeared on Fox's short-lived talk show The Late Show with Ross Schaefer in 1988. On July 3, 1989, Backus passed away in Los Angeles due to complications of pneumonia after many years of battling Parkinson's disease. Lippy Espinda. Lippy Espinda played Hanalei in 1972 at the age of 59. Born on November 2, 1913 in Honolulu, Hawaii, he was an actor known for his roles in Inferno in Paradise, 1974, Hawaii Five-0, 1968, and He Is My Brother, 1975. Espinda passed away on June 7, 1975, in Honolulu, Hawaii. Bart LaRue. Bart LaRue, who played Coach in 1971 at the age of 39, was born Jimmy Bartell LaRue on January 23, 1932, in Ford County, Texas, to James Blair LaRue and Iva Pearl Teague LaRue. After graduating from high school in Sweetwater, Texas, he attended McMurray College at age 17, but left before graduating to perform as a circus clown. He later taught at McMurray University. Bart and his wife Valerie had 3 children: Aaron, 1960, Devin, 1962, and Kristen, 1964. In the early 1960s, the LaRue family moved to Southern California, where Bart worked as a character actor and created independent films. He died of a heart attack in January 1990 in Sweetwater, Texas, at the age of 57. His mother lived to be 99, passing away in 2010, just 3 months shy of her 100th birthday. Barbara Morrison. Barbara Morrison played drama coach in 1970 at the age of 63. Born on October 1, 1907, in Weston-super-Mare, Somerset, England, she was an actress known for her roles in From Here to Eternity, 1953, Papillon, 1973, and Darktown Strutters, 1975. Morrison passed away on March 12, 1992, in Woodland Hills, Los Angeles, California, USA. Hal Smith. Hal Smith portrayed Cartoon King in 1969 at the age of 53. After World War II, he moved to Hollywood in 1946 to pursue an acting career, debuting in the film Stars Over Texas as Peddler Tucker. Smith is best remembered for playing Otis Campbell, the town drunk on The Andy Griffith Show, where his character humorously let himself into his usual jail cell to sleep off his drunkenness. Smith also had an extensive career as a voice actor in animated films and television series. He was married to Louise C. Smith from 1936 until her death in 1992, and they had a son named Terry. Following his wife's death, Smith's health rapidly declined, and he died from an apparent heart attack on January 28, 1994, at the age of 77. Stephen Dunn. Stephen Dunn played Mark Millard in 1971 at the age of 53. Born in Northampton, Massachusetts, Dunn studied drama and journalism for 2.5 years at the University of Alabama. While there, he worked at a local radio station and discovered his passion for broadcasting. Dunn worked as an announcer at a radio station in Worcester, Massachusetts, before moving to New York, where he worked as both an announcer and a newscaster. He starred as Private Eye Sam Spade in The Adventures of Sam Spade from 1950 to 1951. In the 1960-61 season, he and Mark Roberts played private detective brothers in the syndicated TV series The Brothers Brannigan. Dunn also hosted the game shows Truth or Consequences, nighttime version 1957, You're on Your Own, 1956-1957, and Double Exposure, 1961. He passed away on September 2, 1977, at the age of 59. John Howard. John Howard played the Doctor in 1971 at the age of 58. Howard started as a contract player for Paramount under the name John Cox. He appeared uncredited in 1 Hour Late, 1934, followed by small roles in Car 99, 1935, and 4 Hours to Kill, 1935. Paramount promoted him to a leading man in his 4th film, Millions in the Air, 1935, a B movie. He was second billed in Soak the Rich, 1936, made for Paramount by Ben Hecht and Charles MacArthur. Upon his return to Hollywood, Howard struggled to re-establish himself and eventually ended his contract with Fox to do a play, which closed out of town. It was a long period of absolute dearth, he later said. He had supporting roles in Love from a Stranger, 1947, for Eagle Lion Films, and I, Jane Doe, 1948, for Republic. Howard died from heart failure on February 19, 1995, in Santa Rosa, California. Jonathan Hole. Jonathan Hole played Thackeray in 1970 at the age of 66. His career started in vaudeville during the 1920s, and he further refined his acting skills in stage productions in New York from 1924 to 1934. In 1926, he joined the Morgan Wallace Players as stage manager at the Princess Theater in Des Moines, Iowa. Hole was also an active radio performer in Iowa, New York City, Detroit, Chicago, and Los Angeles. He began his film career with a part in $2 Better, starring Marie Windsor and Steve Brody. Although often uncredited, he appeared in 36 feature-length films. Hole married actress Betty Hanna, whom he met while acting in Dayton, Ohio. She passed away in 1998 at the age of 93 in North Hollywood, and they are both buried in Westwood Memorial Park in Los Angeles. Robert Natter. Robert Natter played Alfred Bailey in 1971 at the age of 36. Born on February 15, 1935, to Assyrian parents in Yonkers, New York, Natter was a film actor known for Foxy Brown, 1974, Mission Impossible, 1966, and The Main Event, 1979, as well as his television work. Before joining the national touring company of the Great White Hope in the early 1970s, which eventually took him to California, Natter acted in various theater productions in NYC, including an ensemble role in The Devils, 1965-66. During summers, he performed at the Stratford Shakespeare Festival in Stratford, Ontario, Canada. Natter passed away on December 13, 1995, in Atherton, California. Leonard Bremen. Leonard Bremen played a truck driver in 1971 when he was 56 years old. Born on November 13, 1915, in Brooklyn, New York, USA, Bremen was known for his roles in The Twilight Zone, 1959, The Front Page, 1974, and Get Smart, 1965. He passed away on March 21, 1986, in Los Angeles, California, USA. Marsha Wallace. Marsha Wallace portrayed Mrs. Robbins in 1971 at the age of 29. After graduating from Parsons College, Wallace moved from Iowa to New York with only $148. To support herself, she typed scripts, performed in summer stock theater, did commercials, and worked as a substitute English teacher in the Bronx during the late 1960s. Her stage work included producing and acting in An Almost Perfect Person in Los Angeles, touring in the female version of Neil Simon's The Odd Couple, and performing in Same Time Next Year, Twigs, It Had to Be You, Supporting Cast, Prisoner of Second Avenue, and Plaza Suite. Shortly before her death in 2013, she voiced the librarian in Monsters University and posthumously appeared as herself in Muffin Top, A Love Story in 2014. Wallace died from pneumonia and sepsis on October 25, 2013, at the age of 70, with breast cancer also noted on her death certificate. Herb Vigran. Herb Vigran portrayed the Examiner in 1970 at the age of 60. Credited as Herbert Vigran, he graced Broadway stages in 3 productions from 1935 to 1938. Transitioning from Broadway to Hollywood, Vigran arrived in the film industry with limited finances but enriched by his Broadway acting background. In 1939, his agent facilitated his lead role in the radio series Silver Theater. Using a $5 recording of the show as his demo, Vigran capitalized on his distinctive voice to secure further roles. Notably, he played a pivotal character in Charlie Chaplin's Monsieur Verdoux, 1947, as a journalist who interviewed Chaplin's titular character. Additionally, in the 1954 film White Christmas, starring Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye, Vigran portrayed Novello, a nightclub proprietor introducing stars to his floor show, The Haynes. Vigran passed away at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles at the age of 76 due to complications from cancer. Pitt Herbert. Pitt Herbert depicted Mr. Driscoll in 1969 at the age of 55. Born on September 25, 1914, in New York City, New York, USA, Herbert was recognized for his roles in The Search for the Evil One, 1967, Lost in Space, 1965, and Dear Bridget, 1965. He was wedded to Helen Emily Truesdell. Herbert breathed his last on June 23, 1989, in Edmonds, Washington, USA. Molly Dodd. Molly Dodd portrayed Mrs. Payne in 1970 at the age of 49. Dodd commenced her career on the Los Angeles stage in 1939, making her debut in a revival of the play The Cradle Song with the Westwood Theater Guild. Her performance in The Penguin, 1940, at the Callboard Theater in Hollywood was praised for its exceptionally quirky comedic talent. In the same year, she starred in And Eternal Darkness at the Callboard, earning favorable reviews as the charming love interest. Dodd appeared in only 4 theatrical films. She first appeared as a hairstylist in Hitchcock's Vertigo, 1958, alongside James Stewart and Kim Novak. Additionally, she portrayed Mrs. Rigg in What's the Matter with Helen, 1971, a film penned by her spouse, writer Henry Farrell, and featuring Debbie Reynolds and Shelley Winters. Molly Dodd passed away at the age of 59 in Santa Monica from undisclosed reasons and was laid to rest at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Gordon Jump. Gordon Jump depicted Collins in 1970 when he was 38 years old. Jump's acting journey commenced at 32 when he participated in a stage production at the Glendale Center Theater in Glendale, California, where his talent caught the attention of an agent. The theater was owned by Nathan and Ruth Hale, who were affiliated with the LDS Church, where Jump first learned about the LDS Church. Jump's television debut came with his guest appearance as Marcus Clements in CBS's Daniel Boone, where he delivered 8 lines. In 1989, Jump assumed the role of the Maytag repairman, succeeding Jesse White. During the 1990s, Jump starred in a brief revival of WKRP in Cincinnati titled The New WKRP in Cincinnati. He made appearances in the 9th and final season of Seinfeld, portraying George Costanza's supervisor at a playground equipment company across 2 episodes. His final film role was in the 2004 movie Changing of the Guard, released posthumously after his demise. Jump succumbed to pulmonary fibrosis, resulting in respiratory failure at his residence near Los Angeles on September 22, 2003. Dick Winslow. Dick Winslow portrayed Mark Winters in 1971 at the age of 56. The parents of Dick Winslow were Winonian Brizala, a writer, and Sidney R. Johnson. He graduated from Belmont High School in Los Angeles and made his first film appearance at the age of 5. He appeared in the plays Silver Thread at the Egan Theater in Los Angeles and The Emperor's Clothes at the Belmont Theater in Los Angeles, showcasing his musical talents on bagpipes, accordion, drums, saxophone, and other wind instruments. By 1934, he had appeared in 75 films. He passed away due to complications from diabetes on February 7, 1991, in North Hollywood, California. Vincent Price. Vincent Price portrayed Professor Hubert Whitehead in 1972 at the age of 61. Price began his film career as a character actor, debuting in Service de Luxe, 1938. He gained recognition for his role in the film Laura, 1944, opposite Gene Tierney, directed by Otto Preminger. His first leading role was as James Revis in the biographical film The Baron of Arizona, 1950. He displayed his comedic skills as the tycoon Burnbridge Waters alongside Ronald Colman in Champagne for Caesar, also 1950, a role he particularly enjoyed. Price battled chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and Parkinson's disease with severe symptoms during the filming of Edward Scissorhands, leading to adjustments in his filming schedule. His illnesses contributed to his retirement from Mystery in 1989. He passed away at the age of 82 from lung cancer on October 25, 1993, at his residence in Los Angeles, California. Jackie Kugan. Jackie Kugan portrayed Harry Dugan in 1971 at the age of 57. Kugan starred alongside his then-wife Betty Grable in College Swing, a 1938 musical comedy featuring George Burns, Gracie Allen, Martha Ray, and Bob Hope. He took on the role of a police officer in the Elvis Presley comedy Girl Happy in 1965. In 1940, Kugan portrayed a Playboy Broadway producer in the Society Girl program on CBS Radio. Additionally, he headlined his own show, Forever Ernest, on CBS from April 29 to July 22, 1946. Following struggles with heart and kidney issues, Kugan passed away from heart failure on March 1, 1984, at the age of 69 in Santa Monica, California. He had battled hypertension and kidney troubles and had previously suffered multiple strokes. Kugan was undergoing kidney dialysis when his blood pressure plummeted. He was rushed to Santa Monica Hospital, where he succumbed to cardiac arrest. Jack Collins. Jack Collins took on the role of Mr. Phillips in 1970 at the age of 52. Among movie buffs, Collins is primarily remembered for his portrayal of San Francisco Mayor Robert Ramsey in Irwin Allen's blockbuster disaster film The Towering Inferno, 1974, which boasted an all-star cast. Collins made numerous guest appearances on various television shows and also featured in several TV commercials. His television credits include The Phil Silvers Show, Gunsmoke, Bonanza, Mission Impossible, The Addams Family, My Favorite Martian, Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie, and The Lucy Show. Collins passed away on January 31, 2005, in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 86. See Lindsay Workman. Lindsay Workman portrayed Bertram Grossman in 1970 at the age of 46. A familiar face to audiences, Workman was a highly active character actor, particularly during the 1960s and 1970s, where he made numerous guest appearances in television series. He was also recognized for his voiceover work, lending his distinctive voice to commercials for Garfield and Mercedes-Benz. One of his earliest television roles was in the series Blondie, where he played the character Mr. Knapp in the episode Howdy Neighbor in 1957. That same year, he also appeared in the series Sergeant Preston of the Yukon. Workman made an appearance on the TV Western Gunsmoke in Here Come the Brides. Throughout the 1970s, he had a recurring role in the series Julia as Otto Brockmeyer and appeared in the film The Five of Me, released in 1981. His final credited role appears to be as Dr. Roger Fernie in episode number 14813 of The Young and the Restless. He passed away on April 24, 2012, in Claremont, California, at the age of 88 after a brief illness. Robert Reed. Robert Reed portrayed Mike Brady in 1969 at the age of 37. Reed made his initial guest appearance in an episode of Father Knows Best in 1959, which led to guest roles on Men into Space and Lawman, as well as his first credited film appearance in Bloodlust. In 1961, Reed landed his first television starring role in The Defenders alongside fellow Studebaker Theater performer E.G. Marshall, portraying a father and son team of defense attorneys. Subsequently, an unproduced script had Mike Brady meet his demise in a helicopter accident, but The Bradys was canceled after only 6 episodes, before the episode could be produced. Reed made his final on-screen appearance in an April 1992 episode of Jake and the Fat Man, titled Ain't Misbehavin'. In November 1991, Reed received a diagnosis of colon lymphoma, a rare form of colorectal cancer. He passed away on May 12, 1992, at Huntington Memorial Hospital in Pasadena, California, at the age of 59. Florence Henderson. Florence Henderson portrayed Carol Brady in 1969 when she was 35 years old. Henderson embarked on her career in the theater, showcasing her talents in musicals like the touring production of Oklahoma and South Pacific at Lincoln Center. Her Broadway debut occurred in the musical Wish You Were Here in 1952, followed by a starring role in the enduring 1954 musical Fanny, 8888 Performances, where she originated the titular character. Henderson shared the screen with Gordon McRae in a segment of Oklahoma during the 90-minute television special General Foods' 25th anniversary show, A Salute to Rodgers and Hammerstein, 1954. In February 2013, she commenced hosting a cooking program titled Who's Cooking with Florence Henderson on Retirement Living TV. Henderson also served as host multiple times for the beauty pageants Mrs. America and Mrs. World. She passed away on November 24, 2016, at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 82. If you found this video enjoyable, please consider giving it a like and sharing it with your friends and fellow enthusiasts. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay updated on our channel for additional tributes and nostalgic content. Let's hold dear the memories of those we've lost and honor the happiness they brought into our lives. Goodbye for now.